Are you guys just eating canned mac and cheese, or are you eating prime rib? Hey cruisers, welcome back to Chris Craft. I'm Josh Wells, and today we are doing something super fun as a family.
We have a special segment. We are making care packages for all of our friends and family. And when I say care packages, I mean meat, veggies, fish, you name it, we've got it.
We went to the restaurant supply store down the street from us and got 4 giant prime ribs, 5 or 10 pounds of salmon, 10 pounds of mussels, and we got veggies out the wing wang. We're gonna make care packages for all of our friends and family because, well, you know, food is love. So we're going to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of love while they're trapped in their houses, and we're gonna spread the joy. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Leave us a comment. Tell us what your favorite food is. Thanks again. See you soon.
Let's check on these mussels, see how they're doing. Oh yeah, I think they're ready. They sure smell good.
If you're not familiar with mussels, they're very sweet, they're excellent, but you want to cook them. Let me get one open for you. They have a knob up here, this little thing. It's really sweet, they taste really good, but you want to remove the stem. It probably has a real name to it, a proper name, but I just don't know what it is. The seaweed. You want to remove the beard, I think they called it. Oh, here's one. A mussel anatomy, right? Oh, this is the big one here. This here is the beard. You want to remove it. It's in there pretty good, so just take your time and get rid of it. And then what you can do is you can freeze all these. We're going to share with a lot of friends and family, which I think is pretty awesome. I just miss people. I miss human beings. I heard food is love, so we're going to try and do it that way. Plus, who doesn't like a pre-made meal or at least a couple steaks?
You know what I've always loved about mussels? They either look like a butterfly or a heart, depending on what you want them to be.
Oh. I would never make it shucking these things for a living. My back! My back is killing me just doing this small amount. Oh, my back!
Let's get this last batch of mussels out of here. Oh yeah, they're ready for shucking. Smells like I'm at the beach. I miss the boat smelling this.
Hot, 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 hot. You know it's good when your fingers are hot. Woo! No little beasties on these things. See, there's a lot of stones, like little rocks and all kinds of stuff. After it's all said and done, we'll wash them. So what we do is we rinse them back in the salt water. Try to get the last bit of grit and sand out of them. The ones that don't open, here's a pro tip. If there's any that don't open, don't eat them. You want to pull the beards off these?
I don't know what the beard is. The little black thing?
Have you never had one of these?
I've never cleaned them. I just eat them. Why do you have to take the beard out?
Chew it.
Should all of that be coming out?
No. And then once that's cooled, we'll put those in vacuum seal bags and seal them up, and then we'll freeze them.
For all those mussels we just cooked, this does not look like very much meat.
Oh, I knew a man from Nantucket. No, that's not a good one. Pirate's Life for Me. Yo ho, a Pirate's Life for Me. I used to work at Disney, so the Pirate's Adventure is the only thing I kind of have going for me. Yo ho, the Pirate's Life for Me. M-I-C-K-E-Y, M-I-U-C. No, that's not very strong. So what we've done is we've cut up some steaks, cut up like 42 of them. And so we're freezing them so that we can put them in vacuum seal bags so that they last a long time, because we don't know when everybody's gonna eat them. This is how we did it. We stacked them all up, all nice, and got them in here, and then so we froze them. That is some fresh meat right there. I think we can get 3 of these steaks in this size bag. We're gonna try. Let's see if that works. I think that's perfect. So what you want to do is after you cook and cool your mussels, put them in a Ziploc bag and try and spread them out so they're a thin layer, and then throw them in the freezer for an hour or 2, maybe. Then what you can do is break them up to vacuum seal them. I'm gonna run downstairs and grab the roasts and put this in the freezer and pull the salmon that's in the freezer out. Okay, so a couple things. If you're not familiar with 5 pounds of salmon, like legitimate, it had to be a strip about that big, and it had to be that wide. We got some giant planks out of it. So what I did is I cut it and then just partially froze it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bag it and seal it just like the steaks so we can keep it. So trick with a vacuum bag that I have found, if I make them just a little bit bigger, I can separate them. And then when I vacuum them, I don't have the 2 meats touching, so then they're not frozen together in one big block. And I can pinch it right here. I can just pull. These are gonna be amazing. So these are roasts that we just cut this morning from those prime ribs. What you wanna do is you wanna par freeze them and then get these small containers and put them in there like that. Before you vacuum seal them, it keeps the shape better.
Now there are 2 of them.
Now I got 2 of them. So we're gonna set these roasts in a bag and do these. It's easier if you put the tail away from here. Kind of mess this one up. This will last 2 years in your freezer if you vacuum seal it. What you want to do is you want to par freeze it. So after you cut it, put it in your freezer for 2 to 4 hours. Remember, it takes 24 hours to freeze this solid. So 2 to 4 hours in your fridge, just to make it hard and all the fat is gelled together. Put this one in this way. So if you don't put a plastic in, see if you can't fit it sideways. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, Cruiser. You always want to drain your meat. You want to open your bag while in the sink. When you open this thing up, you want a good sharp knife, and you want to open it at the top first. This is called wet packed because there's blood and some water in here to keep it fresh. And then you want to cut down the center of the bag too. And then just with a clean hand, get a hold of it because it's going to be slippery. Balance it and pull it off. You don't want to wash it. Wash your hands real quick. And then what I like to do, I rinse and make sure my sleeves are up. I get it to where it's going to go. Really, really sharp, really, really thin. I'm going to put them here on these trays. I recommend parchment paper personally. This blade is 1 inch thick, so this is a 1 inch blade. So I know that is a 1 pound steak. Sleeves up, it's going to be bloody. This is the first steak. Generally is what I use to do stews and stuff. I don't usually count it as a first steak. I'm just going to put it in here to get it out of the way. When I cut, I try to form the steak when I put it on the container.
Cut that meat!
And then measure
Sandwich.
Cut that meat!
with one good swoop. Oh, there's still a bone in here. And we'll give that to the dog. So that's what your steaks will look like. And then we'll lay another piece of paper once I cut one more. That's a pretty steak right there. Form them upright because you're going to stack steaks right on top of these. Parchment paper in between each one. If you have wax paper works just fine. I'm not sure wax paper has flavor, but if it does, I don't really like the flavor of wax paper. I like the flavor of silicone apparently, or parchment. It's a pretty steak. Okay. And then I'll put these downstairs and freeze them. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Be very careful doing what I just did here. Keep your fingers back. Make sure you know where your blade is in proportion to your hand, because you don't want to go to the hospital right now. Those are ugly, but we'll get them there. One steak. Two steak. Three steak. Okay, so this is for Lily. Little Lily dog. Okay, fun for the whole family. Come on, Lil. We cooked them, and then we put them downstairs in the freezer. They're all individually frozen. Just put them in a small bag, and then you can vacuum seal them really tight. That's it. So we have roughly 21 steaks to wrap up, and then we're good to go. These are 4 giant prime rib logs that we showed you earlier. It's this much in vegetables too. We are going to drop it off at everybody's doorstep tomorrow. I can't wait. I had a lot of fun doing this. Sammy butchered, Nikki cooked all kinds of stuff. My pro tip of the day, par freeze before you vacuum seal. Everything keeps its shape, everything keeps it wonderful. We gotta get it into the cooler. So let's start figuring out how we're gonna stack this stuff up. We did a ton of work today. We're gonna go deliver it to 10 to 12 people tomorrow morning. We're gonna leave it on their doorsteps with a note that says, "We love you." We have a ton of vegetables. We have 3 coolers of stuff going. Everything from celery, carrots, green onions, and steak. We're gonna divide it up and make sure that everybody gets a little bit, but we love you.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you're eating while you're staying at home.
If you are thinking of any good deeds that you can do, put it in the comments. Let us know. If you like steak, give us a couple thumbs up or a couple horns up, however you want to do it. I believe it's, well, that might not be how it works. Cruiser, we love you. Thanks again. It was a great day. I am exhausted. Good project. We love you, Cruiser. See you in 2 weeks.